Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome back, friends. The air was thick with the greasy smell of grilled meat. My shirt was plastered to my back, damp with a sweat born not of the sun, but of a cold, leaden dread. With a hand that was surprisingly steady, I laid the house keys, the keys I had bought with blood and stolen sleep, on the splintered wood of the picnic table. And then my mother's voice, sharp as shattered glass, cut through the haze. You stole your brother's future. The world stopped. Laughter died in throats. Forks hovered midair. Every eye was a brand, searing into me, painting me a monster. But I didn't shrink. I picked up my beer, the cool glass a comfort against my palm, took a long, slow swallow, and let the thought form in the stillness of my soul. Let them come. Leaving home at 16 wasn't an act of rebellion. It was an act of survival. Staying was a slow death by drowning. My parents poured every ounce of their love, every dollar they had, into Daniel, their golden prince, his car, his tuition, his life. So I built my own world in the shadows. I scraped the grease from burger grills until my hands were raw, stocked shelves until my spine ached, and studied in the stolen quiet between one shift and the next. There were no gifts, only sacrifices. Every skipped vacation, every missed birthday was another brick paid for. I learned the bitter, beautiful lesson of self-reliance. And by 24, I held in my hands the one thing they never thought I'd have: a mortgage, my house, my freedom, and in their twisted eyes, my crime. The barbecue was just the first cut. The real evisceration came a week later. A sharp knock. A manila envelope thrust into my hands. Summons. Plaintiffs. My parents. They were accusing me of intentional interference in the economic opportunity of their precious Daniel. A laugh tore out of me, so harsh and humorless it made the process server flinch. My own flesh and blood was suing me for the sin of working too hard, for succeeding without their permission. But as I read, the grim irony curdled into something darker, something venomous. They weren't just ranting, they were demanding a specific amount in damages, a number that mirrored, to the cent, the down payment on my house. This wasn't a lawsuit, it was a repossession. They wanted to tear the very walls down around me. And in that moment, something broke. Not in me, but for me. The last flicker of heartbreak snuffed out, and in the sudden, absolute darkness, a fire roared to life. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I sat at my kitchen table, the one I'd built myself from scrap wood, and opened my laptop. The cold, hard click of the keys was my war drum. Step 1, find a lawyer, not a mediator, a shark who feasted on frivolous lawsuits and spat out the bones. Step 2, gather the evidence of my life. Every pay stub since I was 16, every bank statement, every lease, every email where my parents boasted of funding Daniel's latest failure. Step 3, smile. A cold, sharp smile. Because I saw the bottomless pit they had dug for me, and they had just handed me the shovel to bury them in it. In the courtroom, they were a pathetic tableau. Daniel, a hollow-eyed ghost, refusing to look at me. Mother, clutching her pearls as if she were the victim. Father, chest puffed with fatting authority. Their lawyer mumbled a pathetic argument about how my ambition had diverted resources from my brother. The judge's eyebrow couldn't have climbed higher. Then my lawyer slid our evidence across the polished wood. A mountain of my struggle, my resilience, my proof. And beside it, the chronicle of Daniel's privilege, the abandoned degrees, the DUIs quietly paid for, the rent-free condo. The contrast wasn't just clear, it was damning. It was a slaughter. When the judge allowed me to speak, I rose, my voice quiet but ringing with a final, unshakable truth. Your Honor, I didn't steal my brother's future. I built my own from nothing. If their version of love is bleeding one child dry to feed the other, then my only crime is refusing to be the sacrifice. The silence that followed was broken only by the creak of Daniel's chair as he squirmed. The case was eviscerated, dismissed with prejudice, but the true gut punch came next. The judge ordered my parents to pay my legal fees, tens of thousands of dollars, money they had poured into Daniel, money they no longer had. That night my phone burned with their fury. How could you do this to family? Ungrateful bastard. From Daniel, nothing, only a void. And I smiled because for the first time the silence was mine. It was a victory cry. Weeks later, I hosted my own barbecue. The same smell of grilled meat hung in the air, but this time it was a celebration. I was surrounded by my real family, people who valued grit over birthright. I placed my keys on the same picnic table, but this time no one screamed. They just raised a glass. And in that moment, I understood everything. I didn't need their name. I didn't need their approval. I had my house, my freedom, my future. The lawsuit they designed to break me did something far more beautiful. It bankrupted their entire world. So if you're wondering what happened next, it's simple. They tried to sue me for building a life.
Thanks for watching PastQuest. If you enjoyed the journey into history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the past. See you in the next quest.